Welcome back to another episode of Clothing Brief. This is where we give you the latest and greatest, sometimes not so great, but in either case, it is the news that's happening in our amazing apparel industry. We're going to kick this off with sharing some insights from one of the reasons we weren't here live a couple of weeks ago. Bret and I had a chance to go to the Functional Fabric Fair in New York just the other week. It's always fun. That's always an insightful show.
And it's amazing what's happening in innovation. I think we're continuing to see traction with eco-friendly materials, new innovation with finishes. And it's always a worthwhile visit to the Functional Fabrics Fair. And so for those of you in the industry that haven't been, should check it out for sure.
Yeah, one of the technologies we saw was this incredible, I guess you would call it a wicking technique that pulled the
moisture off the body, evaporated along the backside, but it didn't show perspiration on the front side.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of people were showing that this year.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
And of course, Ciclo was there, our wonderful partners in the incredible technology that converts a traditional poly nylon. It changes the kind of the DNA of that fabric so it can biodegrade in a more natural manner in the 3 to 5 year time frame as opposed to 300 to 500 years. So that was wonderful to catch up with them.
Great people, lots of good new developments. It's a lot to see in a short amount of time. There's a lot of fabrics there, even though the show is, smaller than you would typically imagine for a large trade show. But boy, there's a lot of swatches to go through and a lot of new interesting technology.
There was even a few Labubu sightings there.
You were at an accessory booth. Very interesting. They were very captivated by your Labubu. Yeah.
I think we had a selfie actually with another Labubu in that booth. So, this last week, the World Cup hit a highlight as Spain brought in a victory, and the fashion world has been celebrating alongside of this tremendous event.
Yeah, and it certainly makes sense. Obviously, it's great opportunities for visibility for fashion brands. FIFA always trades the crown with the Olympics for being kind of the largest spectator event in the world. Each event for FIFA or tournament will gather 3 to 5 billion viewers, which is an insane number. And so obviously, people want to be in on the celebration. You had obviously Adidas celebrated being the Spain's national official kit.
Yes.
They call the kit the whole outfit when it comes to football. And then a Spanish menswear brand, Silbon, joined in the celebration, obviously celebrating that. And then luxury and fashion brands, everyone, Louis Vuitton has always been kind of involved in presenting the World Cup trophy in a really cool custom trophy trunk. So it was pretty exciting.
Yes. Kind of an interesting transition we're seeing in the world of retail. WhatsApp is now starting to play a much bigger role. It is becoming the go-to essay for a lot of brands now.
And it's so interesting there. It does make sense. You have a large audience that's using WhatsApp traditionally as a service vehicle, right? Communication and service vehicle. And since they've now kind of pulled together these people from literally all around the world, we're on WhatsApp with people around the world, alternative to email and other things like that. And now that they're seeing that, there's all of a sudden now coming out with they're going to deliver personalized product recommendations and all of that. I think it's a two-edged sword because you kind of were able to go to WhatsApp for a very streamlined communications vehicle, and now it's just
not feel like it's invading your private information. That's what I like about WhatsApp.
We get ads everywhere else, and it does make sense that WhatsApp is now going to monetize its space, but that means that we get now advertised suggested items within every point of our electronic interchange.
Right. Reformation. They are eyeing up $1 billion evaluation with IPO.
Yeah, they're planning on offering up about 14 million shares. It'll be around $15 to $17. IPOs apparel brands are really selective right now. You know, tech is the hot conversation. Apparel is always more of a challenging IPO. And in today's volatility, it's an interesting decision for Reformation to co-launch right now on the New York Stock Exchange.
You just answered the question for those that don't know what IPO literally means.
Initial public offering.
Yes.
Typically in the past, if you play an IPO right, it's available to select members of the community that does purchase stocks. But if you get in, sometimes those IPOs go up and sometimes the IPOs go down. And here it's going to be interesting. So, it's available on the New York Stock Exchange again under the symbol REF. And it'll be interesting to see what the share level either moves up to or down to post IPO.
I mean, it seems time. They were founded in 2009, and they really have expanded in the visibility and, just the amount of people I hear talking about the company. It seems like they're in a good position. So.
Yeah, I mean, the value of the company is like $1 billion. I think they're looking to raise around 239 million. And so let's see if that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Our last story is actually my favorite of the day. There is a new series out called Elle, and this is after the Legally Blonde series. And it's kind of the precursor to Elle at college. Very charming. And they are doing something very new with their advertising model.
And is it really new? I mean, I think they're being more and more effective at this shift where, again, just riffing off what we talked about before with WhatsApp, we're getting bombarded with marketing messages all the time. We learn to tune them out. But in the midst of a very entertaining moment, movie, show, whatever, there's these product placements that are going to start popping in that you'll be able to notice. And I think the subtlety of that decision is a good one for marketers, because you're not going to feel totally invaded with respect to an advertising. You're just going to see the image, you're going to see the brand, you're going to see a few of those things. It'll probably plant in your mind, and you won't have a decreased entertainment experience when it's done that way.
I don't think it's because I've watched the series. It's not as overt as some of the other programs we've seen where it's like there's the Folgers coffee right on the table. What they are doing is placing ads on the front side or back side of a break on the show, and it's kind of like, get ready with me, like an influencer moment. Like I'm getting ready to go out to a party tonight, and so here's how I'm going to do my makeup, and so showcasing products in that way. And in that way, they're still capturing the story and the character, and then marketing the product through the eyes of that character. So
and how does it work for you when you see that?
For me, I think I actually want to watch it because I like the show and I like the character. So it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
So I think it's successful. I'd like to see more brands following that model.
Great.
Yeah. Well, those are our highlights for today. We do, of course, have a longer series of episodes. If you're into deeper dive conversations on our longer form clothing culture podcast, we are in the midst of a break between season 5 and season 6. But like I said, season 5, we have countless episodes that you can go enjoy while we're mapping out season 6. If you have ideas of things you want to learn about, please reach out. We want to know what you want to know. And don't forget to subscribe to stay apprised of upcoming conversations.